Hello, everybody. My name is Aaron Appling. I'm here to talk to you about 4 things that you do not need and 4 things that you do need if you want to start a charity work in your community today. One of the questions that I'm asked quite often is, what do I actually need specifically to start a charity work in my community and to start impacting my community in a positive way? And every time I answer it, I always get frustrated responses from the individual asking the question because I make it really simple. But I make it really simple because it is really simple. Oftentimes I've been in organizations that have thousands of people, whether it's a church or it's a volunteer-based organization. They have an elaborate organization that's very organized, and they've crossed their T's, they dot their I's, they have funding, all these things together, and they feed once a week. And then our organization, who has none of those things, feeds twice a day, 7 days a week. In seeing that, I've realized that oftentimes we go after a complicated version of charity work and we do less work in the community and have a bigger organization instead of just keeping it simple. And I'm here to teach you how to keep it simple and be incredibly productive in your community. So there's 4 things that people think they need and they actually do not need them. But when I'm talking to individuals, they'll always ask me these questions. The first is, should I go get a 501c3 and apply for it? And my answer is absolutely, positively no. You do not need a 501c3 to start a charity work. As a matter of fact, it's a waste of your time. Only reason why you would need a 501c3 is so that some big donor can get a tax deduction or tax credit for donating money to your organization. And chances are nobody that's listening to me has anybody ready to write $1 million check or even a $10,000 check, or else you would already have a charity organization. But if you're starting one, nobody's going to write you a check. Nobody wrote us a check, and nobody's going to write anybody a check when you're first starting. So you don't need a 501c3. The second thing people always ask me is, do I need to start raising money then? I need to do fundraisers or whatever. The answer again is absolutely, positively no. You do not want to start raising money because you haven't started charity work yet. In order to have any reason to raise money, you need to actually be doing something. So you don't raise money first, you need to do something first. So you don't need to raise money. As a matter of fact, that's going to take away from your time concentrating on the actual work that you want to do in the community. The third thing people will ask me is they'll say, do I need to start getting volunteers together? I need to start amassing a large amount of volunteers. And again, I will tell you absolutely no. The more people you get involved, the harder it's going to be for you to start the work. You don't want to get a bunch of people involved. You want to start with the smallest amount of people as possible. Just you and one other individual would be sufficient. But you absolutely do not want to go get a whole bunch of people, and you don't want that complication brought into the process. And the last thing that people will say is, do I need to get a board together and get a board meeting and start some type of structure for the organization? And again, you might think you're supposed to do that, but I'm going to tell you again, absolutely no. The more organized and the more complicated you make it, the harder it actually is to start doing something. And I can't tell you how many times I've been in groups of people and we've gone through this process and we've never actually done one bit of charity work. We've spent 6 months putting all of this work together, doing all of this organizing, and never even made it to the actual objective, which was to help somebody in need. And so often that's what ends up happening. We concentrate on things that have nothing to do with the actual goal. If the goal is to feed a hungry person, then 501c3, raising money, getting a bunch of volunteers, or having an organization has nothing to do with handing a sandwich to somebody that's hungry. So we got to keep our perspective together. So you don't need those things. We got that out of the way. But what are some of the things that I do need to start a charity work? That's probably what you're asking, because we do need something. We have to start somewhere. And there are four suggestions that I would like to give you on what you do absolutely need if you're going to start a charity work in your community. And number one, it's going to sound real simple, but number one is you need a big heart. If you don't have a heart, then you can't do charity work, because charity work means an action of love, or a love work, or doing something for somebody else in love or in kindness. So if you don't have a big heart, you can't really help anybody. But the good thing is most people out there would say, yeah, I have a big heart. And that's the first necessity. You just need a big heart. The second thing is you do need at least one other person to join you. You can't do it by yourself. You don't need a large group of people, but I would suggest you start with less than 6 people. I would go half a dozen people at the most, but you could literally start it with one other person that you join up with, and you go out into your community. So you need a big heart. You need a small group of people, not a large group, that have big hearts just like you. So the third one is you need to think creatively, have an ability to think creatively. You can't be in the box when you're going to help somebody. So you need to have the ability to go into your community, see a problem that's in your community, respond out of your heart to that problem, and use your brain to think creatively. We went and got coolers from Walmart, got bottles of water, and that was our creative thought process. We saw people that were thirsty in the streets of our city, and our minds started working. We'll go bring water to them in the streets. That's creative thinking. So you need a big heart, you need a small group of people, you need to think creatively, and lastly, and again this is simple, you just need to have a little bit of faith. You need to have faith in yourself, that you can do what you're setting out to do. You need to have faith in the cause. If you're going to feed the hungry, you need to believe that it's the right thing to do. And you need to have faith in the small group of people that are with you, that you can not only do it yourself, but that you guys can do it together in a group. So join the movement, go grab a few friends, go out in your community, and do something to make a difference. Just practice those 4 simple principles. It's as easy as having a big heart, having a few people that would join in with you, thinking creatively of how you can help your community, and then just believing, having a little faith in yourself, faith in your cause, and faith in your friends, and you can go out tomorrow and start something in your community that makes it a better place for everyone and has a positive effect on your community, your city, your town, wherever you live. And you can do it as simple as that. Don't get caught up in the hype. Don't try to do all these fancy things and be something you're not. Just be yourself. Do it the way you would want to do it. Do it with your whole heart. Believe in yourself, and you can make a difference. Join the movement. Check out our videos. We're going to be talking about this topic and other videos on YouTube and on our website. Check them out. Learn more about how we do our charity work. And we hope this encourages you and inspires you to get out and do something. So get out in your community and do something, and do it today. Remember, it's not as complicated as you think it is. It's not as hard as you think it is. It's actually really easy. It feels great, and you'll enjoy it. And you don't have to wait to do it. You can do it today. So join the movement today. Get out in your community and make a difference, and make it better for everyone. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, give us some feedback, shoot us some other ideas of videos you would like to see in the future. So get out there and join the movement, and do it today.